that I would help to organize this part of it, because what most people don't know about me is that I'm actually a minister. It's online, and my reverend name is Periwinkle Fancy Pants. So and I have a tremendous tendency to cry at weddings and laugh at funerals. So nobody asks me to do anything for them, which is understandable. So I will start crying at some point, because that's just what I do. I cry over a good steak. Paul and I were going to a movie, and I kept getting napkins, and he says, "What the hell are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to cry." And he says, "We're going to see G.I. Joe, Rise of the Cobra." And I said, "Does the boy get the girl? Do they save the world?" "I'm going to cry." "Of course I will." And I did. So anyway, Sharon's going to speak.
Just a few
as
words.
Much as she can.
Yeah. I just want to do a few. I want to tell every one of you here how glad I am that you're here. Paul loved every one of you. He treasured you in his life. And I'm so grateful that you were his friends. He couldn't ask for more. So thank you all for being here.
It's our pleasure. Thank you for giving us power.
Yes. You're welcome.
So the thing that I'm going to read, I had planned on writing something, but I found something on the internet that as I read it, I literally could hear Paul's voice saying it to me as I read it. I could hear it in his voice, and it's just spectacular. But I entitled it, I slipped my own title on it, called Death, a Life. This is a biography of death that Paul gave me about 4 years ago. And it's actually really funny because, well, it's death. And one of the jokes that we had was that we had gone to a couple of restaurants, and when they asked the name on a busy Friday night, I told them the name was Death, D-E-T-H. And when you saw Paul and me stand up and walk when they said Death Party of Two, people were just like, and I just wanted to go up to people and touch them. I didn't, I withheld. So anyway, the book is absolutely unbelievable. It's one of the favorite things that Paul ever gave me, besides friendship. I told you. Okay, so this is written by Henry Scott Holland. He died in March of 1918. He was a Regius Professor of Divinity at the University of Oxford. And this is what he wrote. And this is what I could hear Paul saying. "Death is nothing at all. It does not count. I have only slipped away into the next room. Nothing has happened. Everything remains exactly as it was. I am I, and you are you. And the old life that we lived so fondly together is untouched, unchanged. Whatever we were to each other, that we are still. Call me by the old familiar name. Speak of me in the easy way which you always used. Put no difference in your tone. Wear no forced air of solemnity or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed at the little jokes we enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name ever be the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without an effort, without the ghost of a shadow upon it. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is absolute and unbroken continuity. What is this death but a negligible accident? Why should I be out of mind? Because I am out of sight. I am but waiting for you for an interval somewhere very near, just around the corner. All is well. And I think that's said to everyone. By Paul.
That's wonderful.
Thanks, Dan. That was beautiful. Thank you, Dan.
And I just happened upon it. Would anybody else like to speak?
Honestly, I want to tell you. And I'm so proud that he had the friends and the support that
that Joel gave us. I love all of you guys. And I never knew he had so many friends.
Oh, yeah.
So much help. I'm sorry.
No, that was beautiful.
Anyway, thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks. Thanks, everyone.
Anybody?
I have a funny story to tell about
Cool.
Paul.
Funny is good.
As you know, Paul and I did a few bowling things together. And he had to lend me his bowling computer. And of course I needed his password. So he gave me his password. And it was, his password was Puffy8. And I'm like, what the heck is Puffy8? And he goes, oh, that's been my nickname since I was in school, Puffy. And it's like, all my passwords are Puffy. I'm like, oh my God. It's just one of those cute things about him. I don't know if Paul would say it was cute, but I thought it
No,
was.
he thought it was. I'll tell you why he was called Puffy, because back in the days of the 70s, I think it was, he had really, really curly hair. Like, really, yeah. He had puffy hair, like an afro. And his hair was kind of like that. So that's why he was puffy.
Ah. There were so many other things that came to mind.
I was thinking maybe it was Poofy.
I guess we all put our spin on things.
That's right, that's right. Make of it what you will.
I'll say something. I want to thank Dan for introducing me to Paul, without whom I would not know him, and I was blessed to know Paul for as many years as I knew him. When they no longer dated, they stayed friends. I don't know, for me, you know, when I'm done with them, but anyway. He was still friends with Paul, and I am so honored that Paul considered me a friend, and I considered him a dear friend. I loved him with all my heart and soul. He never missed a party at my house. He never missed a dinner we ever went to. He was intelligent and funny and smart, and he had a fabulous smile, and I adored him, and thank you for including me here, because I'm honored. Thank you.
So glad you
And I miss my tall Paul.
Yep.
Well, I won't be able to pass an EG's in Tucson without thinking about him.
That's right. Paul was E.G.'s man. Yeah. Whenever Jody came up, he would bring Paul E.G.'s, because E.G.'s stops, what, at Queen Creek or something. It's like, no. It's his favorite thing in Tucson. When we moved there, he learned about E.G.'s, and he never gave that up. Bring me E.G.'s, bring me E.G.'s. Well, I'm coming too. Well, bring me E.G.'s then.
2 weeks ago, I brought him up 4 of them, plus the big, huge icy.
Yeah.
I was real happy you got that.
Okay, I have to. Yeah.
They're not going to give up.
Anybody else? Well, there's lots more beer, that's for sure, and lots of other alcohol, and soft drinks and water, and I think there's still plenty of food around. So again, you know, speaking for Brock and Sharon, so grateful that everyone was here, who Paul touched your life, and for so many people outside of this group that you all know. That also were touched by Paul. It's just kind of staggering when you look at Facebook and you see how many people adored him, and it's just wonderful that you were all here. I would say it, but I don't remember how. Lazy